No guys, here's a quick spoiler right now. Most of the stuff I'll be talking with in this video has been leaked through people having early cartridges of the game. And some things within this game are from also things that are scrapped up that haven't been officially released. So I'm not going to say anything of it, just to even vague hints. For any of you that don't want spoilers, I have not spoiled the thumbnail. There's no image of the thumbnail, none of what I'm talking about. And I'm also letting you know in the beginning of the video, as well as the titles, that there is a spoiler alert. Please be on the lookout for that, guys. I understand if somebody doesn't like being spoiled in their sub-feed to thumbnails, I will not do that. But please be warned, within this video, there are major spoilers. So take note, if you want to continue watching on from here, that's on you. Thank you for watching, and have a good time. Because this was a goddamn long time. I went pretty deep within this. Alright, hello guys. Again, if you watched the beginning of the video, you will see that it's the same spoiler warning. I'm doing these in the same sitting. So it's the same spoiler warning. Again, if you've gotten this far within the video, then that's not accounted on me, it's accounted on you for spoiling yourself. But hey, we're talking about buffs and nerfs here today, so sit down and let's talk about all this stuff. Like the video, subscribe for more content. Let's begin. First thing, let's talk about the buffs and nerfs right here. We got a lot of Pokemon getting a lot of buffs. They added plus 10 attack to Arbok's physical attack, so it's now jumped up from 85 to 95. That's better for Arbok, but I still don't think it's going to put Arbok very huge within the meta. I think in his respective tier, Arbok is very good within the PU tier. Like, he's pretty well high in the PU tier. He's good in there. I think he'll be a little better in there now. You know, Coil, Gunk-Shot, Arbok, Sucker Punch, Earthquake. Pretty standard right there. I feel like that will be a lot better now with the plus 10 attack. Just stronger Gunk-Shot stab, you know? I don't think a lot better, but just, it's something. You know, it's something that they acknowledge that they gave, so. Who knows? Who knows? I guess that maybe just writes off that he's not getting a Alolan form. I don't know. Ariados got a special defense buff, and they added 10 points to it, so it jumped up from 60 to 70. No one's still gonna use him. Like, I think he only gets usage now within the 6th-gen meta because he learns Sticky Webs. So if you ever see an Ariados, it's because he is there for Sticky Webs, and that is it. Nobody else will use him for anything. He's just a bad Pokemon, dude. He's bad. Beartick has this new ability called Slush Rush. It's a new hidden ability, and I'm assuming, based off the name, that it's actually just... Hang on, new move database. Oh, wait a minute. They have these. We'll get into those later. But Slush Rush is essentially Sand Rush, Chlorophyll, Swift Swim, but in the hail. So now hail, the hail weather meta will now get a little bit more usage depending on if anybody else will get this ability or not. Somebody like Mamoswine, if Mamoswine were to ever get this ability, that'd be pretty huge, more huge than Beartick, because Beartick's usage right now is not really there. He's not fast enough, so I feel like this will probably help him out a lot in terms of him being used, because he's just not fast enough. People don't use him because he's not fast enough, you know? It's good stats, but not really the bulkiest and not fast enough, but move coverage wise, decent move pool, hits pretty hard, and that should give him a plus 20 in physical attack boost, jumping from 110 what he used to be now to 130. That's kind of big, because 130 physical attack stat, adding 20 to that is pretty big. The other two you can see, jump from 60 to 70, 85 to 95, they're still pretty shitty. But 110, which is already really good, to 130 is pretty freaking big, dude. Like, I know, like, around the 140 part is where they max out 1100 to 405 with perfect investments. So he's getting close to that. He'd be like 380, 390 something. So he's very powerful. He's going to be hitting very hard. Maybe Beartick will get used more. Who knows? I hope that he does. I love Beartick. I know Joey, if you're watching this video, Joey loves Beartick. I love Beartick. I love bear Pokemon. You know, like Earthring, Beartick, Pangoro. He's a panda bear, but, you know. Blossom, though, pretty big for Blossom learning Quiver Dance, so now Blossom will kind of get a little bit more limelight. I say pretty big in terms of the respective tier and the meta, how it's going to work out. We saw Asian Park win BGC with Pachirisu. Anything is possible. Somebody could randomly gimmick with this Blossom, make it happen for a VGC winner. But Blossom in terms of respective meta, probably lower tier. This thing is going to be pretty... like, more used now. It's gonna be pretty good now, because before, no one touched Blossom. Nobody uses Blossom. It's a fucking joke, you know? Lilligant was used a lot more, because Lilligant gets Sleep Powder Quiver. I don't know if Blossom gets Sleep Powder or not, but it learns Setup now, you know? So that's huge for Blossom. I know it already learned Swords Dance before, but now it learns Quiver, which is a lot better for it. Good looks to Blossom. Chimecho got a massive buff. They buffed everything for Chimecho. Ain't nobody still gonna use him, but they give him a plus 10 on HP. They don't really normally do HP buffs. They give him a plus 10 on HP, so now he went from 65 to 75 HP. A plus 10 in defense from 70 to 80. Plus 10 special defense, 80 to 90. So, what? I wonder why. What is the reasoning behind buffing a lot of these Pokemon? Because people still will not use them. I know when they buffed Raichu's speed, it was used a lot more. Raichu's common, pretty decently common in VGC doubles, and as well in its respective tier, it gets around. So, what? Like, no one's gonna use Chimecho. Chimecho is actually dog shit ass. Like, it's a terrible Pokemon. But maybe now with that HP and special defense and physical defense not looking too bad for its respective meta and tier, maybe we'll get some usage, even though knockoff is still a thing. So maybe it'll get some usage, you know, because when knockoff got buffed, every Pokemon that's weak to knockoff turned super effective. Kind of got, well, except for Ghost, because Ghost got a buff last generation because it now hits steel types, same with Dark, and then I feel like Psychic personally got a nerf since knockoff got such a huge buff, and now again Leech Life getting such a huge buff. I feel like Leech Life is also a way to nerf the Dark types too, because Dark types are really good. They're really good Pokemon. They're incredibly good, but you know, I feel like this is the way of nerfing Dark types, and unfortunately Psychic again is hit under the bus. Remember in Generation 1, Psychic was the most OP typings, and now it's getting hit under the bus hella. So who knows how Chimecho will work out from this. In respective meta, I still think this move pulls ass, so I don't think it's gonna still be working out. But maybe for Corsola that will. Corso's HP is still dog shit. They did the same thing for Corsola. He went from 10 points in HP, so 55 to 65, 10 points in defense, so 85 to 95, 10 points in special defense, so 85 to 95. So Corsola, his HP is more like 10 points away from Chimecho's, but the same thing is Chimecho's weak to knockoff. Corsola gets Scald and Stealth Rock and Recover and Regenerator. So honestly, Corsola I would much rather use any day of this year than Chimecho. I know if you even use a Banded Corsola set for the fun of it, Banded Adamant Head Smash. I think Banded Adamant Corsola hits like 585, I think. I don't know. But Banded Corsola is pretty high, so it could hit like a truck Banded Head Smash, but I would much rather use Corsola any day than Chimecho. At least Corsola can be, I see it more viable. Scald, Stealth Rock, Recover, Regenerator. Weak to knockoff, but quad weak to grass. I don't know. Crustle, they gave Crustle that good buff. They jumped him up to 105. He now has a base stat of 105 for his physical attack. So I feel like this will get Crustle again a little bit more usage. In respective tier, he's decently used. Sometimes people use him as like a lead hazard stacker. Sometimes people use him as like a suicide lead with Shell Smash and just kind of go in like Rock Blast, X's, or etc. You know, so I feel like this will give Crustle a little bit more usage. You know, it's good for Crustle that he now has an attack set of over 100. So good for him. I'm happy for him. Good on you, Crustle. This one makes me happy, though. I was one of the few that was a die-hard fan of this Pokemon. You can look at my old videos, because when I was the best RU player in 5th gen, and I was for a long time, because I would just randomly, I would be at #1 spot all the time. I always ran Cryogonal for a hazard remover in Pokemon, you know? Because at the same time, it's very fast. You can get that fast hazard remover off, and Ice type is a pretty good offensive typing, so just shoot anybody with like a Ice Beam, you know? Depending on, obviously don't shoot a Water type, you know. HP jumped up from 70 to 80, 10 points, and they put 20 points in its physical defense. The 20 points in physical defense will help with rolls in a way, but at the same time, it's still dog shit defense. And Ice typing is such a terrible defensive typing. It is such an atrociously bad defensive typing that it doesn't matter. It's still dying to like a paper plane. It doesn't matter. Ice type is just a terrible type to take hits. Like, that's why Mamoswine's so good, thick fat, you know. But I don't know. It's Cryogonal. I feel like he won't change much from this. He'll be a little bulkier. I mean, because that's a fact. They gave him 10 in HP and 20 in physical defense, but it's still not enough to prosper, you know. Delcatty, look at a random 20 points in speed. Nobody's still using this. Next, Dodrio got a 10 points in speed. Now this is huge, because you have no idea, and you can ask any competitive player, you have no idea how huge it is for a Pokemon to be at base 100 speed and base 110. The difference between those two probably doesn't sound like a lot because it's just 10 points. It is huge. It is huge. Put it into this consideration. If Mega Gardevoir had 110 base speed instead of 100, it would be way more threatening. Mega Gardevoir already is incredibly threatening, but it's the fact that it's not that fast. Base 100 speed is okay speed. It's not fast. It's okay speed. So having 110 is where you're starting to enter the fast. Like I would go minimum that's fast for me, IMO, because you outspeed a lot of those mons or speed type with them, like the Lottie twins. You outspeed the Guardians from 5th gen, like Terrakion, Cobalion, Keldeo, especially Keldeo, the most used one out of the 4. What is it? You outspeed Chomp now. You outspeed Lando now, just in case you want to, mess around with some speed natures and stuff like that, because Lando's 91. A lot of things it's going to be changing and helping out with, and this is huge. A mon jumping from base 100 speed to base 110 is very huge. And now they gave him Swords Dance and Jump Kick. So Dodrio just got some decent ass buffs, dude. Dodrio got some good ass buffs. Shout out to my guy Dodrio. People probably don't even use him, but shout out to my guy Dodrio, bro. Shout out to my guy Dodrio. Holy shit, man. Dugtrio getting the 20 points in physical attack, so he's now at base 100. Again, this is pretty good for Dugtrio. I know, since I'm an RU vet, I've used Dugtrio a lot, and even when he was an OU, I think, at 5th gen for a little bit, he just can't finish out Pokemon. You need to chip them down to the point to where his Banded Earthquake will kill them. A Banded Earthquake, I know, will kill them and finish off the job. So, his attack stat wasn't the best for someone that fast. And I guess base 100, which is okay. For someone who's like base 120 speed, I'm sorry, my voice is gonna go away, but that's huge. That right there is huge. Good for you, Dugtrio. I don't know if they would have pointed out if it was the Alolan Dugtrio. So no, Alolan Dugtrio is not going to be getting any of that. Another one to talk about here, Electrode. Electrode, they gave plus 10 in speed. Why? He's still not going to be used that much. I mean, he's stupid fast, but he doesn't do much damage. Specs, Electrode, sure, but he doesn't do much damage. He doesn't dish out the damage that you really need. Let me open my Pokedex to really give a better insight on half of this. Let me go ahead and open this up right now. If we're gonna open up Electrode, Electrode has a whopping base 80 special attack and 50 physical attack with 60 HP. So not only is he not really frail, contrasted with that HP, he's dumb stupid fast for no reason. Like, why are you this fast, Electrode? You're dumb stupid fast for no apparent reason. We got Flash Fire instead of Inner Focus for Entei. It went to Inner Focus now. This sucks a lot. Why did they get rid of Flash Fire? I know it was never officially, they gave it the Chandelure treatment, where Shadow Tag Chandelure was never officially released. So instead, they just changed the ability to Infiltrator. And now, Entei he got hit with the dick. He's not gonna get Flash Fire. So he would have been such a great check to all these threatening fire types. Like example, Darmanitan, Scarf Darmanitan, Banded Darmanitan still does a number to Entei in the UE meta because Darmanitan is like a freaking nuke. So it would have been huge for Entei to get that fire, to get the boost, from all these fire types, Arcanine, Darmanitan, Megazard, whatever it is. So you could have gotten a lot from that, but what's good? Inner Focus, like, I mean, now he can't get hit with Fake Out and he'll be fine. Now you can like never flinch him. So I guess you'll never have to worry about your Entei getting flinched by like a Skill Link Cloyster or some shit. I don't know. It's a little unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, but I mean, we'll just move on. I don't think that really affect him much. People will kind of just stay with pressure. So he'll still be a very powerful mon within the UE meta, so. Executor, regular Executor, should I say, got a plus 10 in special defense, so it jumped up from 65 to 75. Who knows? Maybe this will help it out. I mean, it's grass typing alone makes it to where like he take water moves a lot better. So it just basically says, hey, I can take a Scald a lot better. But Scald is such a good move that it can just, Scald is such a good move that it can just burn you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter, dude. It just doesn't matter. Plus 25 physical attack boost into Farfetch. So he's 65 to 90. Farfetch will probably be used more within his respective tier now. Still eats a rocks, but he's gonna use is going to be used a little more in the bottom tiers now, kind of like PU, because he was never used. Firefetch was never used. He was fun to use. He was one of those mons that's fun to use. Bandit, Brave Bird, Bandit, Leaf Blade, Bandit, Knockout. Firefetch, move pool's pretty freaking good, not gonna lie. Bandit Return, but he just, he didn't have the power to back it up, and now this is a pretty big power jump. Like, he jumped from 65, which is pretty shit, to 90, which is decent. This is a pretty big power jump, so good on you, buddy. Flygon. Let's talk about Flygon, though. Flygon gets Dragon Dance now. Every Flygon fan is freaking the hell out. I know, first off, I know there's a mass amount of Flygon fans. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I personally don't like Flygon. I think his design is, he's one of the greatest designs we have in Pokemon. I don't like the Pokemon though because he's shit. He's just not good. You know, he's just, that's why he's not used. He's not good. You can be a die-hard Flygon fan all you want, but you have to accept it. He's just not good. Why go with Flygon when you can go with a better Dragon type, you can go with a better Ground type, or you can go with Garchomp? So, I mean, no. But now that he gets Dragon Dance, Flygon was always seen as that somewhat relatively naturally bulky dragon that just doesn't do shit, and he's shrouded out, living in the shadow of Garchomp. But now he gets something that Garchomp does not, and that Garchomp will never get. Garchomp will never get Dragon Dance, and if he does, so help me, I will lose my mind. But Flygon getting Dragon Dance is huge. That is very huge. It now gets set up. The very standard Flygon sets, Bulky Defog Roost set, Bandit, or Scarfed. Other sets that exist are gimmicks, like the Specs one with Draco Meteor, the gimmicks, alright? So, this is very huge for this Pokemon to be able to learn Dragon Dance because now he can set up, outspeed a lot of mons. He's still a weaker Garchomp, but he can now become Garchomp, getting the speed and the attack boost with Dragon Dance, you know? This is huge. I'm happy for Flygon. I am. I know I give Flygon a lot of shit, but I'm happy for Flygon. I am. I really am happy for him, man. Flygon fans, I'm happy for you guys too. I know Flygon fans hate the shit out of me because I trigger them all the time. Like, Flygon is ass. But I'm happy for Flygon. He glowed up and I'm happy for him. Now, Gengar! Why did they do this? Why? Gengar has been OU his entire life. He's been a high tier Pokemon his entire life. From Generation 1, which I thought he was the most broken Pokemon of all time within Generation 1. Since Special was combined to 1, can hit with normal fighting moves. Like, what? Most physical moves you can't really, most. So don't tell me, oh, you can be hit with this physical move. I said most. Most physical moves you can't even hit with Gengar in Generation 1. And then it's like, throughout all the other generations, he's dumb, stupid fast, dumb, stupid powerful. Ghost type got a huge buff, and he resists fairy, so he's just been getting buff after buff after buff. You know, sure, the only somewhat nerf he got is now being weak to Knockoff even more, since Knockoff got that massive buff. But it's like, he quad resists the new buffed Leech Life. He quad resists that. Quad! So it's like Gengar is looking really good coming to Alola region, coming to the 7th generation. And then they get rid of Levitate. Why? He was immune to one of the best moves in the game, Earthquake. Earthquake is one of the best moves in the Pokemon game franchise series. And he was completely immune to that. You could not do anything. If there was a Pokemon that used Banded Lando, if you're just going to go for Earthquake, like if he's locked in an Earthquake with a Banded Lando, you get your Gengar out for free and do whatever you want. Do damage to the incoming Lando in front of you. Or the Lando in front of you. What? Do damage to the Landorus T in front of you, or do damage to whatever's gonna come out. Regardless, someone's taking a hell amount of damage to Gengar, hits like a truck. And now they got rid of it for Cursed Body. This defies all of Gengar, because like he was always a mon to see that the physical moves don't really bother him. Sure, he's fair on the physical side, but they don't really bother him because he's dumb, stupid, fast. But now, I don't know how I feel. This actually, like, sucks for Gengar. Like, Gengar being one of the best poison types we have in the meta to take on fairies. A lot of fairies can learn Psychic. So, yeah, don't be stupid and swap into one. But, like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, he was so good in the meta. He was really good. Sure, he's not used that much anymore as he used to be, but he's pretty good because he could kill fairies. He's one of the best fairy killers. And now, this. Him and Tran. It's just Heatran now. It's just Heatran now. I don't know how I feel about that, guys. I need a drink because my throat. I don't know how I feel about that. It's unfortunate. It really is. Moving on to the next one though, we have, what is it? Gigalith. Gigalith? I've always been saying Leaf. Someone let me know, is it Gigalith? Gigalith? I don't know. He learned Sandstream now for hidden ability. So this is pretty big because now this makes him bulkier. Fun fact, if you didn't know, rock Pokemon become bulkier within the sand. They gain a 50% boost in special defense, so they become very bulky. That's why Tyranitar is so dumb, stupid bulky. He's weak to almost every move in the game. He's weak to so many freaking different. It's just like a top 5 dual typings that are the weakest too. It's him, but it's like he is able now to take these moves a lot. He will take a Skull better. He will take any move on a special side a lot better than he used to be. I'm not sitting here and saying that he's just become one of the bulky special types. No, I'm saying that he will sit here and take special moves a lot better than he normally would because he will take them 50% better now. That's kind of big. Good job for you though. And since weather is nerfed, so it's now 5 or 2 to 5 turns, 8 if you have the smooth rock or whatever respective item you have, you know, you're totally chill and it's not OP. You can use them on like lower tiers now because of the fact that it's like now you still can't use Drizzle Politoed. So I don't know how this will work. Will this make him kind of like Drizzle Politoed and like Dry Ninetales, where you can only use them within OU and then you can't use your hidden abilities anything below? So I don't know. We'll have to see. Illumise though, another random Pokemon getting a random buff. She got a 20 points buff and within physical defense of 55 to 75. 75 buff, or they gave, what the hell did they do here? He didn't really point it up. I'm assuming it's a 10-point buff. It's a 10-point buff. If you guys want the link to this, I always leave it in the description. 10-point buff, they get a special defense of 75 to 85. Again, the only reason why we'll use the Illumise is just for Prankster. We will not use it for anything else. Moving on, Lunatone. Everybody said we're going to get like a Mega Lunatone and Mega Solrock. Thank God we did it. I never believed that for a second. And people only said that because Sun and Moon. I'm like, I could understand where they're jumping to, but at the same time, don't jump to the gun like that. Have some hope. Because if you look at it, we didn't get Mega Milotic. One of the most popular mons of Generation 3. So, they gave us Mence and Altaria and Metagross, which I all love better. But Lunatone gave 20-point buff with an HP. It's the only thing he got, 70 and 90. Hey, this will make him a little naturally more bulkier now, so good on you, Lunatone. Magcargo, where did Magcargo go? Magcargo got a 10-point buff with an HP. 6 HP, still dog shit. Special attack got a plus 10, 8 and 90. So this will now make him a harder hitting Shell Smash user. I'm not sitting here and making it over dramatic. You know, he is going to be a harder hitting Shell Smash user now that he has higher special attack, because he does get Shell Smash. And you can hit like flamethrowers now. Ancient Power is harder. He's not going to be... Let's move on. Mantine. I love this. Look at it. He learned Roost. A long time. People didn't use this Pokemon because it's Quadri to Electric, a much shittier Gyarados, hella bulky though, resist fighting, and he is water absorbed. And the fact that he now can learn Roost, it's so annoying to use Mantine and want to run the defog set without Roost. We'd have to run Aqua Ring. It was that bad. And I love Mantine. He's so cute, his lovable pinchable cheeks, and it sucks so much that he could not learn Roost, and now they gave him Roost. Game Freak, hajimashite. Thank you, arigato. Thank you, Game Freak. He got Roost. That's pretty big on his part. And he got an HP buff from 65 to 85, which is actually a lot better. The closer you get to 100 HP, the better. So 65 HP, dog shit. 85, a lot better. Very huge buff. Mantine again got a big buff. Shout out to Mantine. I'm not sitting here and saying he's going to jump up tiers and jump up in the meta. I'm just saying Mantine got a pretty big buff. Let's talk about this. Masquerain getting a decent buff too. Jeez. Going 20-point buff in special attack. So now jump from 80 to 100. That's amazing because the closer you get to 100 and beyond, the better. And then speed. Jump from 20 points. So from 60 to 80. And for the longest, I always thought that this Pokemon could learn like speed boost. I don't know why. I think it's because in the 5th gen meta, I fought some dude who hacked in a Pokemon and he was using Speed Boost Masquerain. I'm like, what? And he had a Focus Blast Espeon, and I'm like, what? I don't know. So that's pretty cool. Hey, that's pretty good. Noctowl, though, getting a pretty somewhat buff too, getting 10 points into special attacks from 76 to 86, and they also gave him Moonblast. So maybe this is Noctowl's way of handling all those Pokemon that really kind of knock him out. You know, handling these dark types or Noctowl, so he doesn't get blown back. If Noctowl gets fucking shitted on by Knockoff, because you can remove the lefties recovery, which on a bulky Pokemon like this, removing lefties on a bulky Pokemon like that is pretty big. And that's why Knockoff is a pretty good move. That it removes any item, so it's pretty decent. I think can actually use Moonblast now to kind of handle these dark types and these dragons as well. But I mean, at the same time, Noctowl's special attack is still and Noctowl itself is just Use better Pokemon, you know, like Torn T. Pelipper, my guy. Let's talk about this. I am the reason Pelipper got relevant within the community. I did a Pelipper because I was hyping at Pelipper, doing the cries within streams and calls and everything. I am the originator. I gave this Pokemon birth. Sure, him alone is relevant enough within the 3rd gen to be everywhere and everything and Mystery Dungeon, but within the community, I am the reason why this guy is so popular, so big. It is me. Come to me about that. I did a solo run and everything. He's one of the mascots on the channel. My mascots on this channel are Azumarill and Pelipper. He's a mascot on this channel, so I'm so happy my boy got this big ass buff. This is a huge buff. Oh man, he gets Drizzle now for a hidden ability. Huge. For the longest, I've always said Pelipper should get Drizzle. I started even my Oris videos. I was talking about speculating for Pelipper when he gets. I was like, Mega Pelipper with Drizzle, Mega Pelipper with like Lightning Rod. I was like, yo, let's go. When I first heard about this, I freaked the shit out, man. I'm so happy for Pelipper, and he got a special attack buff too from 85 to 95, which is pretty big because he's 5 points away from 100. Now he's never missing Hurricane. Always a guaranteed stupid busted strong ass flying stab, and his water moves do more damage. Pelipper is already naturally bulky, one of the greatest switch-ins into the PU meta within fighting types. So Machoke was busted in the PU meta, Pelipper's just switched in. What's good? And now it's like, I think Pelipper's NU, but he dropped back down. I think this is definitely going to jump him right back up, and I'm so happy. Shout out to my guy Pelipper. Oh, I'm going to make a separate video about this. I really am. A separate video literally about Pelipper. Alright, another buff we got here. Quillfish getting 10 points as the defense of 75 to 85. Quillfish is already a very good physical tank within his respective meta, of course. Not the best, but within the tier that he's in, I think he's NU, RU, something like that. Within those lower tiers, he's pretty good within the defensive. He has Intimidate #1, so that already makes his physical defense a buff. And now you get the physical defense buff with +10, even better. And he has Scald, so he can burn the physical attacks. So Quillfish is pretty good on the physical defensive side, so this is good for Quillfish. Shout out, I'm happy for him. God bless. Raikou, of course, getting the same treatment as Entei, and same with Suicune. So that sucks. Water Absorber Suicune would have been really good. Volt Absorb Raikou would have been really good, but instead they just gave them all like Inner Focus. Why? I don't understand that. I don't get that shit. I deadass do not get that shit. I really don't. Sharpedo learns Psychic Fangs, which is the new move we talked about in the last video. Go check that out. We talked about all the stats and everything being leaked. A brand new move came out, Psychic Fang. It's basically Thunder Fang, Fire Fang, Ice Fang. It's a Psychic Fang move. So you want to kill ghost types now, but at the same time not be able to... No, still run Crunch. I mean, he learned Psychic Fangs now, so I guess that's pretty cool. Solrock getting the same treatment as Lunatone, I think. Yep, plus 20 HP, 70 to 90. Good for him. Good for him. Again, no megas for them, but they showed homage to them. They paid homage to them. They gave him a little bit of limelight, and they just did good stuff for him. They gave him a little bit of limelight. They did good stuff for Solrock and Lunatone, and they gave him all of that. So good looks for them, you know. What is this? Stoutland as well here. Stoutland also learned Psychic Fang, so shout out to Stoutland. You can now be able to hit those ghost types a lot better. I don't know if Stoutland learns Scrappy or not, but I think he learns Crunch, so you could have already hit those ghost types. So I mean, but I guess not. In this way, you can hit fighting types without having to go for Crunch to only kill those ghost types. You can now run Psychic Fang, just kind of say fuck super effective on a ghost type. Let's just go ahead and kill fighting types as well. So since he's weak to fighting types, same with Sharpedo, they kind of gave him a move that's going to help, as well as killing Megasaur. You know, these two mons really couldn't kill Mega Venusaur before, and now they can't. I don't know if either of them learns Inhibit or not, but having that psychic move to be able to kill Mega Venusaur, such a dumb, stupid bulky mon, very helpful there. Special attack buff for Swellow, jumping up from 50 to 75. Basically, his specs Boomburst will be doing a lot more damage now. For some goddamn reason, 50 special attack base Swellow with specs Boomburst in his respective tier would 2-hit KO a lot of mons with base 50. Crazy, right? So now base 75, which is a lot better than 50. Like I said, the climb to 100 is better. That's just ridiculous, dude. That is crazy. That is just really crazy. Wow. Torkoal getting Drought. That's pretty nutty. Shout out to Torkoal. He got Drought. Happy for him. Torkoal again. I feel like Drought will only be, again, one of those moves where he can only be used in OU if he wants to be in Drought. But that's just Smogon in doubles. That'll be pretty good. I can see people doing some cool, crazy shit with the new abilities. Sandstream, Giga Leaf, Drizzle, Pelipper, Drought, Torkoal, doing a lot of things, I could definitely see. So I'm happy for that. I can't wait to see where that goes. And I'm just happy. I'm happy that they're getting these cool ass weather abilities, as well as in another one getting another weather ability. Vanillix getting Snow Warning. We all wanted Vanillix to get Snow Warning. We saw what is it? Aurora got Snow Warning. So like, hey, Vanillix. Everybody's whole assumption for getting Snow Warning was indeed Vanillix. So I'm happy that he got it. I'm just happy for him. I'm just happy for him. Volbeat, again, getting the same treatment as Illumise. Volbeat always gets used more than Illumise anyway, so I guess if you want to run that whole little prankster abuse, Volbeat, yeah, it's pretty good. And then Wormadam learning Quiver Dance. So, good looks on you, Wormadam. Now Wormadam gets yourself a setup. You're still a trash Pokemon, but you get set up now. So, you're trash, but you're cute trash. That's going to be it, guys, for this video. Again, everything else I want to talk about this week, I'm going to make several videos about. Thank you for watching, guys. With that, like the video, subscribe, share it out. And again, I did post a spoiler warning in the beginning of the video, so if you're this far in, I'm sorry, that's kind of on you. But yeah, thank you again for watching, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Goodbye.